Okay guys, so this is a fun review game for math, and if you look on the first slide, it shows all the examples of what you have to do for each section of the next slide. So it says you're going to create an array, and so we know that arrays have rows and columns, and there's on the next page there's a virtual dice that you'll be able to use. Over here, once you create your array, it says write the multiplication sentence. You'll notice our array has 3 columns and 5 rows, which means 3 times 5 equals 15. And then we could use the related fact or inverse operation. Remember, it's just the opposite, which is 15 divided by 3, or 15 divided by 5 equals 3. And then over here, we have all the other number sentences we could do as well for the array if we wanted to. The bottom one is distributive property, if you remember that. Then you could use one of the strategies to create your own word problem. I gave an example of my word problem. You have to make it up, but remember, it has to match the sentence. Okay, and so here's the next page that you're going to work on. Here are some candies that you're going to use, but you would click the play button for the dice. Oh, of course, there it goes. And then once you click pause, it gives you 5, so that means you would do 5 either rows or columns. So I'm just going to write down here 5, and then I got to decide and roll again. And pause. 6, so 5 times 6, so I would make my array using my candies. Click and drag. 1, 2, 3. Oh, messy math, Mrs. Lee. 4, 5, and then there has to be 6 in the row. 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I just got to fill it in because they have to have the same rows and columns. And then I would just do that and then follow the examples and the questions on each section. So that's how you use the virtual die and the click and drag for your candies. If we were here together, we would have real candies. Sorry. So anyway, you get the point. So you're just going to fill this in and fill out the rest. Remember, down here is where you make up your question using 6 times 5 equals 30. Remember, one of those has to be missing. So you could say Mrs. Lee has 5 rows of candy with 6 in each row. How many candies does she have left? Or you could do the inverse and say Mrs. Lee has 30 candies. She's giving the same amount of candies to 6 kids. How many candies does each kid get? So that's what you're doing for the word problem. You're making it up based on the candies that you made an array from. Okay, and on this next slide, again, it tells you what to make with using your candies. Again, you're going to click and drag. There's the example. And then you're going to write the multiplication for this, the addition sentence for this, and a division sentence for this, and you're going to do it for all the 3 that's left over. Over here, you'll notice you have to use 16 candies one way, use 16 candies another way, and use 16 candies again in a different way. So 3 total different ways that you can use 16 candies, and you're going to write the sentences based on what we have done up here. Remember how to write the division sign? It's the backslash right there. So to write the division sign, you just write the backslash after the first number, after the dividend. Okay? All right then. Good luck.